Rob, if you had to right now go to the window and put all your stock on one of these Big 12 teams, all right? I know it changes day to day.
It's going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you who I say.
Who are you still the most bullish on?
It's going to surprise you when I say who it is. The Baylor Bears.
Yeah.
No one is paying enough attention to the Baylor Bears right now. No one is. They have, I would argue, the best backcourt in college basketball right now between Adam Flagler, Keontae George, and LJ Cryer, right? Two of those three guys go off every night. Right? Yeah. Two of the three of them go off. Jalen Bridges has been playing better. He had 18 points tonight. He had a couple threes tonight. It looks like he's starting to kind of turn the corner. And most importantly, Jonathan Tchamwa is back. He almost a year to the day he suffered such a devastating knee injury. He tore the ACL. I think he tore the PCL. He basically tore everything that you can tear in a knee. There were questions about whether or not this kid's ever going to play again. Gets back on the court, had 13 points tonight. 13 minutes tonight, 8 points, 4 boards, and he provides them with something they don't have right now in terms of a level of athleticism and a lob target and a roll guy. Just he's such a important piece for them. I think culture wise, there's something that he brings to that team that you're not going to get anywhere else. And you combine that with great guards, and now your foreman starting to make some shots. They're really, really good. And if they did not lose a 1-possession game at home to Kansas State and the overtime game by 1 against TCU, they're basically 2 shots away from being a first place team in the Big 12 right now. That they can go, man. And they got Scott Drew. He solves a lot of problems.
I'm with you.
Did I sell you?
Yeah, I'm buying that.
Guards. I think Keontae George is you watch Hood Schifino today, earlier, and Keontae George, 2 talented freshman guards. Keontae George is a really good player especially for his age. He's mature in his game. His game's a mature game.
Who would you compare him to? We had this conversation the other night. Who would you compare him to?
That's a good question. I don't, top of my head, he's got a little bit of Darren Williams in him. He's not maybe as shifty, but he's got the size. He can shoot it. I think he's got a poise about him. I don't know. That's a good question. That was the first guy that popped into my head, so I don't know if that's accurate, but it was his first.
One of the guys that we were talking about was Brad Beal. Just his ability to he's not quite as explosive as Brad, but his ability to play on or off the ball, some of the work and ball screens. He kind of gets to where he wants to go, and he can rise up and can make the shot that he needs to make when he gets to his spot. I don't even know if that's a perfect comparison either. But
see, here's what I like. What I like about this Baylor team is, in the past, we talked about how tough they were and how much they would make it a street fight, and just how great they were on that end of the floor. And then the offense would come along, and it did when they went on their national championship run. But I do think it's interesting because this team, this is Scott Drew's best offensive team. They're third in KenPom adjusted offensive efficiency. That backcourt is ridiculous, as you just said. And now with Big John back, he is a guy that just helps them automatically in the columns that you look at what Baylor's typically known for. So what fascinates me about the Bears is, here's a team where offense has been well ahead of their defense, but that's where Scott Drew is the man. Because you can feel last year, whereas Baylor experienced the downfall, the injury bug in college basketball, I knock on wood as I say this, it's almost like things have come full circle here and they're going the other way. Timing is everything. And Baylor represents that in college hoops. And I'm fascinated to see if this team can get everything clicking together it could show that they could just be solid defensively? Can you turn into a top 50 defense? Because if they get that going and they're together on that end of the floor, you combine that with their overall guard play. Rob, you said it. 2 of the 3 guys are going off per night, whether it's Cryer, Flagler, or George. The only reason why it's not all 3 is there's only 1 basketball, right? So I'm with you. I'm buying everything that you're putting down there. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if Houston and Baylor met for the national championship, an all Texas final.
In Houston, that would be a lot of fun.